Ladies and gentlemen, spending close to 150,000 Malaysian ringgit on a two-door B-segment hatchback, well, people would call you a madman. However, the Ford Fiesta ST begs to differ. But you must be thinking, dude, I see Fiestas every day on the road and it says ST at the back. Well, nearly there, but not quite. I think the ones that you are referring to would be the S model, which is the usual model, the normal model, so to speak. The ST, first things first, came in a three-door layout, which orang Malaysia kata kereta dua pintu lah. Tapi sebenarnya tiga pintu kan? Satu, dua, tiga. The usual STs that you find on the road are in a five-door layout, meaning it has two rear doors. That's difference number one. Difference number two, which would be very obvious, would be this paint job, this beautiful orange paint job, which is only found on the ST, besides having blue, black, and white. But if you ask me, orange is the way to go. It suits the sporty little nature of this car very nicely. Difference number three would be in the form of the wheels. As you can see, these low profile tires and 17-inch wheels came with the ST. The tire has quite the weird size, 205 40 R17. 40. These are basically rubber bands or hula hoops driving you on the road. You could go wider, maybe 215, but yeah, if you want to keep it stock, that's it. And the ST came with red brake calipers because red adds more stopping power. Everyone knows that, right? Interior-wise, the Fiesta ST differentiates itself from the normal Fiestas by having Recaros as standard. The ST badging is embroidered onto the seats, the both front seats. And just take a look at the bolstering. The side bolsters and thigh bolsters are very thick, solid and substantial. And the material used, the fabric used to cover the seats is very durable. I can see the seats giving the owner many more years of reliable service. Besides that, the leather-wrapped steering wheel came with a solid ST badging on the 6 o'clock position. Fiesta STs came with keyless entry, and I would say keyless start as well. And just look at the signature Ford layout of buttons. They look like an old Nokia phone. Tak silap saya Nokia sabun kan dekat sini. Many buttons and whatnot. Besides that, STs only came in a manual transmission. Of course, why would you want anything else to power that 1.6 litre, 182 horsepower engine, right? So 6-speed manual, and even in the neutral position, the shifter feels very sure-footed. No rubbery feeling at all. And besides that, it's your normal daily standard Fiesta kit, which makes it a very friendly daily driver as well. If you ever find yourself behind an orange Fiesta with the ST badging, well, it's a capital T by the way, not a small plus. Just be careful, jangan cucuk sangat, okay? Okay, the rear of the ST is very unassuming aside from its colour and the badging for eagle-eyed drivers within you. Let me touch a bit on the exhaust. If you look at videos on the internet, the Mark 7 or 7.5, which is this car, had a more burbly exhaust sound as compared to the Mark 8. Nanti balik Google lah. So the Mark 8 had a quieter exhaust because thanks to regulations and emission standards which are ever changing and ever tightening in this modern world. Of course, this is talking about a few years ago because nowadays everything is electrified and tak ada bunyi kan. So to me, the Mark 7 or 7.5, this one was the last Fiesta ST with a good exhaust note. Besides that, let's take a look at the boot space. I am not expecting much because it's a 3-door hatchback. I hope this car surprises me. Okay, first impressions, the action and weight is light and manageable. So maybe for kids or ladies, it is easy to open the hatch. Some hatchbacks, I tell you, my God, dia punya tail berat betul. And as you open it, you are greeted with quite a substantial amount of space. I can easily fit 2 hand luggages and 1 duffel bag before closing the hatch. And of course, if you remove this cover, more things go in. So maybe for a weekend trip for 2 with your partner, or maybe for a small family, parents and 1 child, this is quite the good all-rounder car. People talk about Volkswagen Golfs being all-rounders. Yes, I agree with that. It's a bit bigger in size and a bit superior in terms of power. But if you want something different with a manual transmission, why don't you consider the Fiesta ST? Well, to me, ST means small but terrifying, because this 1.6-litre engine produces 182 horsepower and 240 Newton meters of torque with a limited time overboost of 290 Newton meters. That's nearly 300 Newton meters. Of course, this is turbocharged, as you would imagine. Now, for a car which is around 1,088 kilograms, it's very good. The power to weight ratio is really enough to give you loads of fun. Now, for a point of reference, perhaps a local point of reference, everyone's favorite, the Proton Satra GTI. It had 140 horsepower and 168 Newton meters of torque, and the weight was no further or not too far off from this ST, and people were raving about it and still rave about it until now. Now imagine a high horsepower count, the effects and benefits of turbocharging. Imagine how violent or how fun and enjoyable that this car would propel you forward in your daily drives. By the way, this car is daily driven by the owner, as we'll meet him later, so you can see all the effects of daily use, which is a very good way to use the car. Baiklah, selamat pagi semua. Kita bersama Ravin Kumar yang merupakan tuan punya Ford Fiesta ST ini. Ravin, terima kasihlah sebab datang ke orang lain semua jogging. Kita je duduk kan. Biarlah.
Review biasa.
Review. Dan rasanya dah cukup kuota vitamin D kita pada hari ni.
Ya, betul.
Oh, rasa healthy lah. Okey Ravin, boleh cerita tak? Macam mana Ravin terfikir ataupun berniat ataupun ended up dengan Ford Fiesta ST ini? Cuba cerita perjalanan dia.
Okay, itu saja dah interesting story lah kan. Ford is been running in my family for years. Dad dah pernah pakai Ford. Sampai ke hari ni pun dia pakai Ford. So memang tertarik daripada dengan Ford lah dari dulu lagi. Masa dia kecil lagi. So, and Ford dia memang dia punya rich history in motorsport. Kalau you tengok di history compared to a lot of other European cars, and specific rally. So when it comes to rally, you hear names like Colin McRae, Tommy McKinnon, Then at one point we had Jim Canna in the form of Ken Block.
Yes.
So he was from Subaru, he moved to Ford, and then that's also piqued my interest lah, nak cari kereta yang Ford. Okay. So beli kereta ni pun secara kebetulan. Tak terfikir pun nak go move on to that my previous car to now.
Kebetulan.
Kebetulan. Right? So adalah keluar dalam ad, car for sale. Lepas tu pun my brother lah. Kan dia saja, look, there's one car for sale, you why don't you go and see. Tu pun tengok, owner yang nak jual pun dekat rumah. Tak jauh. Okay. So pergilah tengok. Dia pun bawa lah pergi test drive semua. Lepas tengok, okay, not bad. And I wanted a manual car lah. Kan? So then tengok, then he wanted to sell, then check everything, all in all okay. Then by March 2020 I'm the new owner of the car.
March 2020. Oh, masa COVID tu.
Yelah, masa COVID. Ngam-ngam lah, ambil kereta tu dah COVID. So memang nak susah, nak, how to say this, nak bawa pergi pusing, you want to have that experience, it's not, you are limited lah. Antara kat negeri tu lagi pusing, kat taman-taman tu lagi pusing. Right? So that's it, until when that COVID punya ni dah PKP dah out, that's the time I can manage to bring the car out. Get the feel of it.
Okay. Kalau macam tu dah berapa mileage kereta ni?
Sekarang masa saya ambil masa tu 23,000. 23,000. Memang underutilized lah.
Sekejap, 23,000 kereta tahun?
It was 2016.
2016. Oh yeah, launch 2014,
Yep.
registered
2016, yeah, correct.
23,000 je.
So owner tak pakai sangat.
Baru servis 3 kali.
So he had that, then up till today dah 70,000 lah. 72 macam tu.
Okay. So it was
50,000 miles of senyuman.
The furthest I've been is Fraser lah. Bawa
nice.
sampai Fraser lah.
Nice.
Dua kali dah bawa.
Okay.
Once in a while, I mean like once in a month or 2 times in a month, yang lepas PKP tu I was bringing up to Uyam Genting, Kuala Kubu Baru, mostly B roads lah. The car is meant for that, so I really enjoy that. Did some upgrades for it. So masa ambil pun dah stage 1. Set stage 1. So I'm getting close to 200 horses.
Wow.
Stock is I think 180, so it's pumped up to 200. But the thing is it's around 97 lah tune. So sakit kat sana tu lah. So then I did my own upgrades on handling. So I've upgraded my suspension semua. So now kalau bawa ni tak ada lah macam rasa kita nak buang ke apa. Corner semua macam go-kart, it's like planted on the road lah.
Okay, tire size standard kan 205. Cuma
standard.
saya perasan ada lowering sikit.
Yep.
So itulah.
Itu sajalah buat sebab make it the car a bit stable lah kalau nak bawa time corner ke apa. So you don't feel like car is throwing up. So memang rasa lah, you can rasa the car is like betul-betul dia planted on the road.
Adjustable atau sports
Yeah,
brake?
it is adjustable punya lah. So that's why I can adjust kalau nak tinggi ke rendah ke macam mana kan.
Okay. Dan
Saya difahamkan Ravin daily drive benda ni.
Yep. Kereta ni is 1.6. You know, it's like macam you bawa kereta Malaysia Satria, you know, Satria pun you boleh bawa. So what's the difference on this?
Betul.
Kan, Europe is a very popular car. Hot hatch people look for it.
Ya.
Kan?
Dan Europe kebanyakannya pun suka manual kan?
Yeah. It's I mean kenapa dia orang suka sangat manual, because when it comes to insurance punya renewal, semua is cheaper compared to automatic.
I see.
Pasal tu dia orang go for manual. Here is a bit different environment lah, kenapa orang tak don't prefer so much of manual.
Jam.
Itu satu lah kan. That's why people want to see. They want to avoid that. Tapi dah biasa kalau ni dengan KL dengan redah jam ni I'm used to it. Manual ni.
Cuba fikirkan 6-speed manual, tayar low profile, adjustable lagi, Recaro lagi, daily drive. Bayangkan dengan pakai baju kerja ni, masuk, duduk macam tu.
Your mind dah macam dah race mode.
Yes. Aku dah sampai kerja awal. Aduh. I see. So
Memang peminat Ford dari dulu lah. Memang childhood memories, childhood experiences sangat penting. So public service message, jika anda seorang bapa atau ibu, give your child good childhood memories. Don't abuse them. Okay, pilihan warna. Adakah ini merupakan pilihan Ravin ataupun masa tu apa-apa warna pun okey asalkan Fiesta ST? Sebab saya tengok warna orange ni jarang. Bukan saja dalam kalangan kereta Ford, tapi in general cars today mana ada warna orange ni. So macam mana?
Okay, so the official distributor for this Sam Nabi dia bawa limited units, right? And colour yang Ford had this only like 4 type of colours. So one they had this molten orange, and then they had the spirit blue, yang biru tu, then Panther black, and the Panther black hitam, and the rarest one is the white. The metallic, rarest is the white, metallic white macam tu. So the most popular colour yang dia orang bawa was the orange and the blue lah. So owner had this orange. So for me, asalkan badge tu kacang ST, I don't mind lah warna apa pun. I understand community yang ST ni dah lama dah.
Okay.
So we're talking about the owners yang had it from brand new. So when you say brand new means since 2014 lah, 14, 15. So memang ada jumpa dalam group Facebook. They're very tight knit. Then when I had the car, I decided to join. So the group was opening. So I've seen various ownership. Ada yang dah macam retire pun ada pakai lagi. Ada yang pun it is their first car pun ada. Nowadays not many yang keluar, yang ada pun boleh lah kira. I mean those who come out for drives like whenever we organize, lebih kurang 20 orang. Not only Fiesta ST, even there's another big brother dia pun Focus ST pun ada.
Oh,
Yeah.
Focus
So
ST.
there's another model you all can consider. But the best part is 4-door, yang tu 4-door.
Yes.
Gitu kan.
Focus ST owners, DM saya.
So, okay, small group. We do talks time to time. Any any issues that we have in yang kereta ni, so kita can discuss. Mana nak sort part ke. If we have to buy it from UK ke, we'll buy, ataupun we can get it from OEM, we'll do it. We have a very good, strong team yang mechanics who are specialised in this. Around this area, kat KL pun Subang ada 2-3 orang. Well versed with the cars. So another tip I like to say is that, you tengok, you rasa you bawa Continental, harga mahal lah spare part. Padahal actually you want to compare with now this new local like Proton Pro pun harga dah lebih kurang sekarang.
Oh, I see.
Price is more or less the same lah, even though you're driving a Proton right now.
Oh, okay. This is something new to me.
Yeah.
So don't be scared of apa.
Going for Conti lah.
My friend said this, my neighbor said that, my auntie said this.
The best option, best advice I can give, what research dulu. You want to buy, say, a Continental car like Ford. Here kat Malaysia is a bit, not many people are looking into it. People tend to go for the bigger names like Benz, Audi or BMW. Smaller Continental cars are quite popular, especially in America. So this, buat research dulu. Research, tengok dia punya pros and cons, then only you commit. Selalunya macam tu. You really have to see what is that thing, baru you rasa, okay, I'm ready for that, go. Jangan mentality, I got a fast car, aku beli ni, lepas tu time nak buat service, nak buat cari parts, and then you suffer. That's always the case. This is what I did. So memang tak terfikir nak beli, but I have seen Ford Fiestas, Ford Focus STs macam ni. But at one time I said, okay, I think I really can commit. That's why I go for it. And I know it's a very nice car. Not many people will look into it, but those who yang betul-betul tahu pasal kereta will have a second look.
Bak kata netizen sekarang, budak-budak TikTok, IYKYK. If you know, you know. So maksudnya Ravin dah melakukan research dan sedikit kajian sebelum komit beli. Satu contoh lah yang mungkin saya boleh guna, saiz tayar 205/40. So mungkin research itu merangkumi mana nak cari, brand apa, sebab bukan common size kan.
205/40 dengan 17, satu tak banyak. Mungkin ada 3-4 model je boleh pakai. One is very popular one, Conti lah. Conti memang dah ada saiz. Michelin has theirs. Toyo pun tak ada, dia ada 45 je.
Oh, baik sikit.
Then you want ultra high performance, then you go for a bigger one lah. 215 punya saiz lah.
Lebar sikit. Okay, lebar sikit. Okay ke kalau nak letak 215?
Pernah letak before 215.
I see.
Yes, ultra high performance tire by the name of Zestino. Grip ada lah. So hujan pun I have no worries nak bawa kereta.
I see.
Grip memang ada lah.
Okay.
But it's slightly expensive compared to a normal performance punya tire lah. Conti MG6 pun actually is considered good. But for daily driving it's okay. Even for drive saya pergi pun not an issue. And it's cheaper lah by the sense.
Jadi sepanjang pemilikan kereta ni, ada tak kisah-kisah yang mungkin interesting ataupun sebarang misconceptions dari orang yang mungkin kurang tahu that you can debunk ataupun betulkan?
Right. So, few things. So, satu, you can daily this car. It's a 1.6 by the way.
Okay.
Right. Nak cakap dia makan minyak kuat, tak juga. I mean, depending on your drivability lah, how you drive it. You rasa nak bawa laju, then you consume more fuel lah. I think it's pretty much all cars are like that. I know orang cakap turbo pun dia consume a lot of fuel. So far in my ownership, I feel it's okay. I get more mileage when I go on a longer distance. So that's a misconception lah. So people thought you drive a hot head like this, minyak makan kuat. Can you daily drive? I think so far no issue lah, boleh. Itu satu. Then second one, those who are really macam tahu sangat pasal kereta but a very surface level, when do a comparison dengan kereta lain, dia cakap 2 kali lah cakap pintu belakang you well ke bang? I say no. It is a different model than a standard Fiesta. So this is the hotter version of that model lah. So I have to give them an explanation on that. Then when it comes to memorable experience driving by, let's say on B roads, it's a fun car by the way. So corners you really can keep up with the high performance cars. So when I say high performance, macam talking about Porsches, McLarens, they look nice in straight. When it comes to corners, you still can, if you can keep up with, then then something is not right lah.
Betul?
Kan?
Betul?
So that ownership cost, total ownership cost when it comes to service, I think so far, if you know where to source your parts, if you know where to source your, I mean, you've got a very good mechanic, then the car is a good to go lah. Selalunya penting when it comes to Continental, you kena buat routine service. You don't go beyond that. Kalau dia cakap 50,000 tu kena service lah.
Okay.
Kan you kena nantilah tahu apa go for 60,000 baru nak buat. You have to be careful sebab you know it's a Continental car. And one thing a lot of people will say, you know, Conti car dia manja sikit. When I say manja sebab apa, you have to run the car. You cannot dah pakai, simpan sebulan sekali baru nak keluar, then you face a small problems.
Oh.
This car is meant to run.
I see. Kena siasa layan dia.
Memang kena layan.
I see. Adakah okey untuk gunakan aftermarket parts or OEM as opposed to the original ones? Sebab tadi Ravin kata agak manja, kena run dan kena service on time.
Yep.
So dari segi pemilihan spare parts itu, okey tak untuk gunakan selain dari Ford?
Ya, boleh.
Boleh.
You can use that. I mean, you want performance parts. Tak selalu yang satu sini memang tak banyak dia punya shop, performance shop yang boleh buat. The alternative you want means you have to get it from the UK lah kan. UK banyak lah dia punya ni. So here customs, I mean the ones who buat custom ada. OEM parts boleh asalkan dia compatible. Then not an issue lah. Sebab I've seen owners yang pakai pun dia orang dah pakai OEM. So, tak ada masalah.
Okay.
You can use lah. Cumanya you must know what type of OEM or what type of parts you pakai lah. You jangan sembarangan beli, oh it's cheap from China then you pakai. It affects your other mechanism of the cars. So
I see.
you be very careful on that when it comes to hot hatch performances.
Itulah berbalik kepada kepentingan research dengan community.
Yes.
Kena siasa ada rujukan orang yang boleh tanya kan. Tadi Ravin kata tentang B-roads, Porsches dan sebagainya. Saya teringat lah, saya tengok dekat YouTube, kereta ni masuk tripod mode. Bila dia corner very hard, sebelah tayar terangkat macam tu. Should try that once.
Try, because I have upgraded so it's a bit lowered. Pelantas tu nak angkat.
Low tripod.
Low tripod.
Sikit je.
Tak naik sikit je kau naik tu.
Kan saya difahamkan hari tu Ravin masuk Retro Havoc dekat
So yang
Sungai
hari
Besi.
tu 2 hari bulan tu I decided to put my car on a display. My purpose to go on to event simple je. Mainly educate that when it comes to motorsport, you are not only confined to GDMs. You're not only confined to high-end European models. There is a smaller, not to say smaller, there is other brands that also into that motorsport, but tak dapat banyak auto series. Not many people are aware. So my idea is that to bring out Ford like this to show people there is an alternative. There is brand that have the motorsport arena. So that's my main idea lah. Kalau macam event untuk travel ke atau yang the previous one I entered was Cars and Coffee. There's a few events I got. So get to know people understand there is hot hatches or sports cars yang level marin. So you don't need to confine that you need to go for Ferrari, you need to go for Porsche. Yeah, that's a different ball game altogether.
Or even within Ford itself, the Mustang, the high-end models tak perlu.
Tak perlu. I mean you have smaller cars like this. Kalau you rasa macam yang family oriented, then you go for the big brother lah. For safety pun ada sebab 5 pintu.
Betul. Okay, mungkin saya betulkan statement saya. Mustangs and all that, the high ends, bukan tak perlu. Tetapi kalau anda nak mencari sesuatu yang lain, yang mungkin lebih wallet friendly, dan lebih sesuai mungkin dengan keadaan hidup anda sekarang. Contohlah, kalau single ataupun baru berkahwin, kan nak kereta kecil, senang nak bergerak hujung minggu, dan daily drive dalam bandar, senang park, ada option. Tapi kalau awak nak American muscle, Mustang lah. So there is something for everything for everyone.
Yes.
Okay. So macam itulah kita punya perkongsian pada hari ini. Haraplah kita semua dapat sedikit sesuatu yang baru untuk kita explore lepas ni. Biasanya saya faham orang Malaysia suka JDM. Sebab apa? Sebab sejak kecil lagi kita ni dah naik Proton, dididik dengan Proton yang berasal dari model Mitsubishi zaman dulu. So secara semula jadinya kita akan minat dengan JDM. Dan biasanya konti mahal and all that kan.
The perception is that lah.
Perception is that. So kadang-kadang persepsi tidak betul. So people like Ravin Kumar are here to perhaps give you new food for thought.
Yep.
And I agree. So, sehingga berjumpa lagi. Thank you. It's a nice car, isn't it? It's very refreshing to see a car in a blazing shade of orange and a manual transmission in today's electrified world. A huge shout out to Ravin Kumar, being the owner, Baharin, my friend, and my wife, who even stopped by for a while on her way to work. It was a very fun and leisurely shoot. Everyone was punctual and the shoot started on time. A simple lesson in humility. Happy New Year 2024, and I shall see you next year on Traction Talk.